Today I'm talking about the story of how someone at my school quite literally hacked the school. This story starts off about 5 years ago in year 6 when I was basically like 12, I think it was. And this story starts off in 2017. This all starts off on a Tuesday. Now, my friend, so what are we gonna call my friend? My friend's name is Kevin, and this story basically all stems from Kevin. So Kevin was the type of kid that it was basically like the IT guru of the class. Like he knew everything about computers. He knew how to like fix your computer if it was broken. He knew how to use like VPNs and stuff, and he knew how to like access the databases and all this sort of stuff. And just basically a lot of the stuff that the people my age just had no clue what like existed. Like this kid knew how to unscrew a computer and like put parts together and do this sort of stuff and like remove headphones and everything. So whenever there was a problem with tech, Kevin was the guy you go to. And keep in mind, Kevin was like 12 years old. So like it was pretty insane for him to know this amount at that age. Like he would literally be the first person there to like fix the projector if the teacher was having problems with it, or just like fix anything, to be honest with you. So like I said, this all starts off on a Tuesday morning, and basically we all walk into school. You know, we're all pissed off because we have to be there. Because obviously, right, no one wants to be there, and no one ever did want to be there. So we walk into class, and the teacher tells us to sit down, and I think so. It's like homeroom or whatever. But in primary school, or at least the primary school I went to, we didn't really do homeroom. We basically just sat there, did the roll, and just went straight to our first period class. Which all of our classes were like literally in the same classroom throughout the day, and we all had the same teacher. And we'll call this teacher Mr. Harris. So Mr. Harris was our teacher who basically taught us for every subject, and he basically said, all right, everyone sit down. We're gonna mark the roll, and then we're gonna go on to maths. So we end up doing that. We end up marking the roll. Everyone says that they're here, and then he goes on to do some maths. So we all just sit there, do our maths and whatever. And then it gets to about recess, which is 11 a.m. So we all go to recess, and we all go out and we eat our lunch or whatever. And Kevin comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, Ricky, I think I found something pretty insane." I say, "Yo, Kevin, what's up? Like, what have you found?" He said, "I think I can probably hack the school's Instagram account." I said, "Bro, no way. Like, what do you mean you can hack the school's Instagram account?" He said, "Yeah, I found this database, and apparently they literally give out the password for free and the username." And at this point, I had no clue what he was talking about. So I'm like, "Kevin, can you please speak in English? Like what the hell is a database? Like, what are you talking about?" He said, "A database is literally this thing where like people upload like hacks to people's accounts, and you can just go on and grab them." And I still had no idea what he was talking about. So I'm like, "All right, Kevin, you know, do your thing. Just don't get into trouble. Don't be stupid." He's like, "Yeah, man, I won't. But this is gonna be so funny." So recess ends, then we all walk into our next period class, which I'm pretty sure was English or something. It was like English and basically humanities. So basically what we did is we're doing this like project thing, right? Where we had to make a slideshow presentation on some sort of thing. I can't remember exactly what it was. It had something to do with the environment. And basically the teachers got us to go into groups of 2. So I basically was like, "All right, Kevin, do you want to be my partner?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then once we sit down, I literally see Kevin go straight onto Instagram, like on his computer. I'm like, "How on earth are you going onto Instagram? Isn't that blocked?" He said, "Yeah, bro, I got a VPN. Like I can basically access any site that the school has blocked, because it changes your IP address, and then the IP address that the school uses, I'm not using that, so I can basically bypass anything." I'm like, "Yo, what the hell? Like that's actually so cool." Because at the time I had no clue what a VPN is or what any of this stuff had to do. Like all I was doing in primary school was just making videos on iMovie. Yes, I was literally making videos. Like this is I've been doing this sort of stuff since I was like 12 years old. But yeah, this kid basically goes, "Yeah, I can just access any website." I'm like, yo, can you do that for me?" He said, "Nah, bro, it's a really annoying process, and if the school finds out, I'm probably gonna get into a lot of trouble, and I really don't wanna like get it too far out there. I just sort of want to keep this to myself," which is fair enough, to be honest with you. Like if you can like go on Instagram and watch YouTube in primary school in class, you're doing pretty well, right? Like you really are bypassing the school. So this kid just keeps going, like he keeps going with his VPN. He's going onto Instagram, and then I see him at the login page. I'm like, "Yo, are you actually gonna hack the school?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I got the password over here." Then he goes to this website. I can't remember what the website was called, and I'm not gonna say it in case like it inspires people to do stupid stuff. But basically, this kid goes onto the website, and he goes on. It's like this completely blacked out page, and it's got like this pirate thing in the middle. Basically, it was like the dark web essentially, but it wasn't really the dark web because it was on Google Chrome. But like he found this thing, right? And then he typed in the name of our school, and it literally comes up with like 15 different things of like passwords, addresses, everything. I'm like, "Yo, how the hell did you find that?" He's like, "It's pretty easy. Like this school literally has no idea how to do security." Just keep in mind, this is in like 2017, and basically like the top of our school were basically like 40-50-year-olds who had no idea what they were doing with security, which I mean isn't really their fault, because like, you know, it just is what it is. Like security has gotten so much more tight recently. Like if you don't have security on lock, you basically get hacked every day. Like you see these massive channels with like 2 million subs who've done everything they can to get their security down pat, still get their channels hacked. Like it's ridiculous. Hackers have gotten extremely smart, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So Kevin just keeps going, he keeps doing his thing. He literally, so I see him copy and pastes the username into the Instagram account, and then he grabs the login, basically the password, and then he logs in, right? And he just goes straight into the account. And I see this kid's Instagram page, and he's literally got the logo of my school in the bottom right. He was literally in the account. And he sat there, he's like, yo, I didn't expect it to be that easy. What the hell? I'm like, yo, Kevin, you literally just got into the school's Instagram account. How the hell have you done that? I thought this kid was a genius, but like, he literally sat there. He's like, it really was not that smart. I literally just went onto a website and nabbed it. Like, to be honest, it really wasn't that difficult to get into the school's Instagram account. So this kid ends up sitting around for a little bit, you know, he's like, should I post something on it? Bro, I literally have access to the entire school right now. I'm like, I mean, if you want to, but like, but listen, if you get caught, I've got nothing to do with this. And I said that to him, I've literally got nothing to do with this. If you post anything and you get into trouble, I'm not here, alright? This is not my doing. I have no idea this is going on. He said, yeah, bro, I got you. Like, I won't tell anyone. If I get caught, you will not be mentioned in this story. And I said, alright, thank you, because this was not me. This is all you. He said, yeah, bro, of course. So he sits there, right? And I see this kid go into Google Chrome. He opens a new tab and he searches up rock meme gif. And you know that picture of the rock? I'll probably show it on screen now, or I might not. But basically, it's like this picture of the rock when he was a lot younger. So he's got like a little bit of hair on top, and he's got like a long sleeve shirt on. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. He's got like jewelry as well, I'm pretty sure. It's basically just him sitting there, and Evan goes, you know what? I think I'm gonna post this to the Instagram page. And he shows me the picture. I'm like, oh my god, if you post that, you're going to get into so much trouble. It's unreal. Like, there is no way you get away with that. There's no way a school would ever like put on Instagram something like that. So he goes onto Instagram, he presses the upload button, and then he puts the picture in, and then he puts as the caption, rock on D's. I'm not kidding. He literally put rock on D's. I'm like, mate, like, what is wrong with you? Because keep in mind, right, like, the whole D's nuts meme has been around for like probably about 8 years now at this point. It is one of the oldest memes in the book, and it's still really relevant, and everyone's still saying it, but it's so funny. This kid literally puts rock on D's, and then he posts the photo, right? And then all hell breaks loose, right? Like, for the first like 20 minutes, it was okay. And then me and Kevin start working on our school project, and then 20 minutes later, we hear over the school announcement. It's like, our school's Instagram account was compromised today. If anyone has any information, please come to the office right now, because this is a very serious situation. The culprit who is found to be doing this will get like a detention or suspension or something like that. And me and Kevin sat there, we're like, oh my god, that is terrifying. Because keep in mind, right, we're 12 years old, because we got no idea that the school has literally no way of finding out that it was us. Because keep in mind, right, Kevin was using a VPN, meaning like they literally had no way of tracking him down. But me and Kevin were sitting there like, holy, like that is probably the worst thing that could have happened. Like, we're gonna get detentions, we're gonna get suspended. And then I sat there and I realized, wait a minute, I have no involvement in this, so I'm not gonna get into trouble. Kevin's the one who's gonna get into trouble. So I turn around, I looked at Kevin, I'm like, remember, if you get caught, I have no involvement in this, right? He goes, yeah, man, I got you. Now, this is actually a very important detail, but me and Kevin were sitting in the front of the classroom, which is probably the worst place we could have been doing this in. Now, the teacher was sitting at the front of the class, meaning that he was like, it was further enough away to the point where he couldn't really hear what we were doing. So we were just like talking and doing whatever, and he didn't really realize. So we sat there for a minute and we're like, okay, let's try our best to not get caught doing this. But then because there was so many people behind us, and you know, like there's so many snitches in our class. Oh my god, I hated our class. Some kid literally went to the teacher at the front of the class and said, can I go to the office? I need to tell the principal some information about this whole thing. And the teacher goes, yeah, sure, whatever, you know, go on, like take someone with you so you don't like get lost or whatever, because apparently we're like 10 years old. So they end up going to the office, and at this point Kevin's like, oh god, she definitely saw me go on the thingo. So this girl goes to the principal's office and then probably ends up telling her about it, and then basically like 5 minutes later, Kevin, can you please come to the principal's office, please? And at this point he's like, oh, for god's sake, like, she definitely snitched on me. So Kevin gets up, shuts his laptop, does the walk of shame out of the classroom, and literally looks to me like with the most sad face in the world. I'm like, remember, I have no involvement in this, right? And then he shakes his head, he's like, for god's sake, and he leaves the classroom, and I was like, this kid's done. Like, there is no shot. So he sits there for a bit. I don't really remember what he was saying, because I don't think he really told me. He sort of just said like, oh yeah, the teacher just talked to him or whatever. But he went there for probably about 15 minutes, and then it ended up being recess by that time. Well, not recess, it ended up being lunch by that time. So by the time lunch rolled around, I basically shut all my stuff up, I went out of the classroom, and then I see this kid like slowly walking back towards the classroom. I'm like, yo, Kevin, what happened? Like, did you get into trouble? He's like, yeah, bro, she literally found out all about it. I said, okay, so what happened? Like, did you get into trouble? He said, yeah, I got into a little bit of trouble, but at the end of the day, they were sort of happy that I hacked the account, because they literally had no idea how to do security, and I kind of gave him some security tips. I'm like, no way. So they literally didn't give you like a lunchtime detention malfunction or anything, like they said they would over the speaker. He goes, nah, bro, they literally just, yeah, they just said, like, I mean, thank you for helping out, thank you for helping us out with the security, and also please don't hack our stuff again, which I won't now. I said, yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing that from now on, but that was kind of funny. So yeah, moral of the story, don't go around hacking people's Instagram accounts, and also another moral, please secure your accounts, because hackers are everywhere these days. Thank you all for watching. If you wanna send me in story times, go to my Instagram at GliderGuideYT and you might be featured in a video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.